Ladies and gentlemen, it's David Hall here from the Ideas Centre, introducing the concept of the intermediate impossible. We start with our standard definition of creativity, which is the generation of ideas that are both novel and useful, with the very clear observation that as adults we are all exceptionally good at generating useful ideas, but equally appalling when it comes to generating novel ideas. The reason is we get trapped by convention and tradition in more of the same thinking, or the world of what is, which is where useful ideas live. And once we're in there, we're trapped. So as adults, when it comes to generating creative solutions, we jump very quickly to a useful idea, and then once we're trapped in this world of what is, find it almost impossible to reverse novelty into it. Almost every fibre of our being is going to reject that intrusion of something that clearly doesn't fit. So creativity techniques, if they're going to overcome this entrapment, inevitably involve two key steps. The first step is to generate an idea which is novel but completely useless, and this is what we refer to as the intermediate impossible. It's an idea that would definitely solve the problem if only it were possible. It could be bonkers, ridiculous, outrageous. Indeed, it could be illegal as far as I'm concerned. But fundamentally, it must solve the problem. This process of generating the intermediate impossible involves the suspension of judgment and what we refer to as divergent thinking. This is the point that many adults tend to freak out when it comes to the creative process, because they didn't get where they are today by generating useless ideas, and yet this is the essential first step of any creative process. Once we've generated an idea that's both novel and useless, the next stage is to identify the key characteristics of that solution that make it work. It's often a small number of characteristics that are absolutely critical to delivering the outcome that you're looking for, but all derive from bonkers, ridiculous, outrageous, potentially illegal ideas. The next step of the process is to find a useful idea that has exactly the same set of characteristics as this intermediate impossible. This involves applying judgment or convergent thinking, which as adults we are exceptionally good at. The intermediate impossible is just a Trojan horse, a vehicle to produce a set of characteristics of a novel and useless idea that would definitely solve the problem. The convergent process then converts it into something tangible that would work inside the organisation. So the intermediate impossible is just a stepping stone between the problem definition and the creative solution. And bingo, we end up with a creative idea that is both novel and useful, all driven via that intermediate impossible.